mazaro mingowe kanenge wenjo gona bile kundware ko mungwe mamina we yake kabwabwe yake kelwabwe kewa yake kana mako go bago.
To my beautiful and amazing royals of Africa, Mbolwani, my dear royals, this is your queen, Ngningone, second of the name. Welcome, my dear people, to part 3 of our series, Change Your Sexual Behaviors and Change Your Life. Okay, so we covered in part 1 that sex to our ancestors was a sacred covenant. In part 2, we covered the ritualistic aspect of sex itself and its requirement. Now, in part 3, we are going to cover the do's and don'ts of the sacred covenant, also known as sex. Let's jump in. All right. So for those of you watching me on Patreon, below, and for those of you watching me on YouTube as a private member, Mbolo, my dear royals. So this video is for those who choose to practice sacred sex, okay? Those who choose to use sex for creative purposes, not entertainment purposes, not pleasure purposes, not enjoyment purposes, none of that. Okay, so you are welcome. Speaking of terms and conditions, I would like to present mine first. This queen going forward, I have my own terms and conditions of viewership. Since this is a spiritual platform, especially for those of you who follow me in the back room, either Patreon or the membership on YouTube. You follow me here because you agree to enter my space with an open mind and an open heart. It means that you are agreeing to my terms and condition of viewership. If you come with an open heart and an open mind, willing to learn, you are welcome. Okay? If that's the case, you are welcome. If you come to stalk me, like some of you thought it was funny to do, you are asking for it. Now, if you come to project any negativity, any sick energy, know that anything you send this way will be sent back wherever it comes from. Just know that anything you send will be returned to you expeditiously, faster than lightning, because I realized there were some clowns out there daring me. And as a matter of fact, I had to lay flat a few idiots who have been playing in my energy for far too long. I had to pull the nuclear force on them. So don't take my soft voice, you know, my mink look for, I don't know, for weakness, okay? Not because this queen is sweet, kind, and pretty that you think I'm a punk coming at me in any way, your cult, wherever you're doing, and I know exactly who you are. So stop wasting your time, okay? You and your little gang, all those you have recruited to come after me, is flatline. And when you pass, you become a slave to my bloodline. That's what happened when you come against kings. So you know. Disclaimer number 2. Anything I teach on this platform, it is never to be used to harm anybody. Okay? The day you try to use any of the spiritual teachings I offered here against somebody, against an innocent person who doesn't know anything, it shall backfire. I'm the queen of backfires, okay? I always know a warlock or a wizard is after me because they will come and confess what they're doing, you know, in a very funny way. They will come and accuse me that I'm attacking them immediately because I have that mirror. Anything they send backfire fast. So don't come and play around me, okay? These are my 2 terms and condition. Now to my lovely royals who come and learn from their queen, welcome back. 3, my beautiful and amazing royals of Africa. In this video, I will cover the do's of sex for both men and women. And each time I will tell you why it's okay to do so. My beautiful people, our ancestors, practice of sex was always mutually consensual. All right? That's what our elders teach us. Never lay down with a woman or with a man who doesn't want to lay down with you. Never force anybody into having sex. It has to be mutually consensual. No breaking entry, no forcing entry. A woman's no means no. You can't force yourself on a woman. It's a no. Even if she's your wife, even if society told you she belongs to you, you own her, none of that. Don't dare. If you mess with the daughter of someone who knows spiritual law, she will mess you up to beyond repair. Okay? They hold too much power. Religion tell you, oh, the minute you marry her, she's a pound of flesh there waiting for you to screw anytime, anyhow. No. So we're gonna stop all this arguing and stop. Religion was made to make a slave. Religion was constructed to make women slave, to make them believe that they came from the men they birthed, they brought on this realm, and then that they are at the entire disposal of the man. Their religion even told our women, you can't deny him sex because it's like a need, it's like a food. This is how they reduce us into slavery. This is how they made our man hate us. Because imagine you can just go and get whatever you want without fulfilling any condition. They have made the woman slave. They remove her from their trinity. They say the son came through the spirit because they removed her so that she won't be seen. She won't be acknowledged for the power she really holds. All right, this is number 1. Number 2, the terms and conditions must be stated beforehand. What do I mean by that? Every covenant is an agreement, and every agreement has terms and conditions, and that's what it is. You have to always set the terms and conditions of you two joining your souls before you go into that divine encounter, divine meeting. Yes, I call it divine because it's an encounter during which the divine Zambe himself, source, is present, because a life can potentially be created. We cover that. So before you get to the point where you engage into that encounter, you and your partner, you and your husband, yes, that's their husband, anybody you sleep with, you are spiritually married to him or her. So you and your husband and you or your wife, you have to sit down and discuss the terms and conditions beforehand. Men have their terms and conditions and women have their terms and conditions. Now, gentlemen, your queen can tell you which terms and conditions you will set to a woman to whom you are giving access to your earth energy, to your water energy, to your fire energy, and to your air energy. I don't know, my son, what terms and conditions you are going to set to a woman. You give full access to your being. And same thing for our daughters. I don't know, my daughter, what in your mind you see that it's a condition you need to set to give access to your whole being to a man. That part you're gonna have to figure out. All I can do is give you little examples of what for our people, what our fathers or our mothers typically will set as condition. All right. So either way, men are not left out. I know that in the spiritual ring, we beat the mess out of them. But even them, if they are going to honor Zambe through us, they have their set and condition. For example, I will start with the men. A man, knowing how deep the spiritual implications associated to sex are, a man can simply tell his woman, you shall not sleep with another man. Okay, I don't want my temple polluted. Okay, our sons also, they bring a big part of themselves into the bed. So don't feel that you are left out of the equation. You too set your terms and conditions. You set your terms and conditions. As I give myself to you, as I give my earth energy my fire energy, my air energy, my third eye. These are my conditions. I'm not giving you my semen for you to be out there with all the Joes and Tyrones. No. If you ever cheat on me, you shall suffer for that. If you ever cheat on me, this and this should happen to you. If you ever cheat on me, you have that authority. That's what it is. Set your condition. I do everything required for the upkeep of the temple. I do not want another man enjoying the cool air in my temple. A man can say that. A man can even tell a woman, you shall be exposed, you shall be humiliated, you shall be found out the day you sleep with another man behind my back. Some of our fathers were really, cutthroat. The day you sleep with another man, you shall bleed for 30 days. This is how I will know that you cheated on me. And you will cease to be my wife at that time. Men have the right to say that. All these are vow. All these are binding. You have watched videos of, somebody's wife being caught with a man and they could no longer separate. Yeah, because some men, they know the implication of sex. They know that their entire life is literally being shaped by their wives, and they don't take chances, especially if they have doubt that she may not be faithful. They have the spiritual right to bind them to him. Anything you guys agree upon, that's the time to seal it. And men, make sure you are a man of your word. What do I mean by that? You have to back up your word with actions, okay? You can't be saying all these things and you let our daughters come back and manipulate you into forgiving. This is how they take over and play ball with you, okay? You have to be a man of your words. You have to mean every single word you say. This is what forces we, the women, to fear and respect you. When we know you that kind of man who would speak once, he will not repeat what he says. And no matter the cost, he will see it through. This is what forces to fear you and respect you, okay? And when it comes to our ladies, same thing. This is where you have the upper hand. This is where the balancing of power comes. You now know what you are made of. You know what you want, and you must state it. Yes, every covenant, every agreement is a contract. What do I get for giving you access to my temple? Our daughters, it will require emotional intelligence. We are going to have a class about emotional intelligence because people who have been oppressed, people who have been forbidden to read, to write, to even speak, they struggle with a lot of things when it comes to express their emotion, what they want and what they need. Gentlemen, our sons, if you see some women out there, they almost make it a condition, which can seem shocking to you, but it is true. They are to set conditions for giving you access to the temple. They bring you in the presence of Nzambe. You have to fulfill their condition, but they have to be truthful about what they really want. So you set the terms. Your term and condition could be faithfulness, okay? Don't bring some witch energy into my womb. I'm a woman of the light. I don't dwell in darkness. If you go out there and mess with Jezebel, you're gonna come and pollute my water. A queen can say that. Terms and condition is, hey, I don't practice anal sex. I don't practice oral sex. Is it okay with you? Condition could be, you have to take care of me. A queen can say, okay, I host the altar. I present your petition to Tata Nzambe. I give you access to the divine. What I expect from you, you have to take care of the temple. And it's completely okay. Yes, your woman is your church, your meeting point with the divine. And whatever condition she wants, so be it. But you have to agree to each other terms and conditions. It is important that you discuss the terms and conditions of your sexual engagements beforehand. Okay? It is important that you do that before you start creating with him. Because That's what you guys are doing. The meeting is to create something, create a human being, create a life together, create whatever. So it is important you discuss what goes down with you and what doesn't, and vice versa. Because all this is an agreement. So the woman must ask what she wants. If it's loyalty, if it's faithfulness, if it's financial support, if it's emotional support, if it's whatever she wants, is her right. She set the value on what she has. Whatever your condition is, my daughter, say it. Okay? This is where you have the upper hand, and let nobody tell you otherwise. You bring forth life on this realm, not only human life, but anything that exists that a man has thought, you probably fed him with the required energy to bring it to realization. Okay? So never downplay yourself. A woman is a gift that carries a bunch of spiritual favors. So whatever she set as condition for you to access her temple, you must honor a gentleman or move on to the one who would give you the condition you can actually fulfill. It's best than using them, than playing them, than wasting their years. Nothing good comes out of men who mistreat women. Nothing good comes out of men who use women. And now, son, when you pursue a woman and you want to get intimate with her, accept her conditions or move on. Because sex is binding. Our Father insists because of that. If you told a woman whatever condition she gave you to give you access to her temple, fulfill that condition. Because any agreement made before a higher entity is a vow. Okay? When you promise somebody something and you don't give it to them, if there are no spiritual laws, they can destroy you. Because a promise is a vow. If you vow faithfulness, just be faithful. If you vow to take care of her, do just that. If whatever you vow to gain access to her, you have to do it. Okay, my sons? That's what it is. And when it comes to our daughters, yes, you hold a lot of power, but our sons are not powerless either. A man who devotes everything to you, he gives you everything, and you go behind his back because, oh, you're bored, you need to be entertained by other guys. Him too. He can go before Nzambe. It's like we had an agreement. I told her I will be devoted. I will give her my whole self and plus. Provided she stays put, provided she stays loyal, provided she never betrays me, provided let her never meet love in this lifetime. Yes, a guy you have used and abused can shut your doors to happiness too. Yeah. And as long as our son is going about crying, mourning, and how you took him for a game, you're going to go from bad relationship to bad relationship to bad relationship. Yes. Not because you're the owner of the temple that you need to be a tyrant. In order for you to use that power wisely, you have to be on the right yourself. You can't be playing game. You can't be using it to blackmail people. You can't be using it for, the wrong thing. When the foundation is right, you won't have a problem. When the contract is well drafted, presented, and sealed, you shouldn't have a problem. So the only way they can make the black man slave is by making the black woman slave. Okay? Making her a bed wench, like they used to call our daughters who satisfy the master during slavery. I'm calling on the wisdom of our sons to intervene in understanding or overstanding or understanding, like our children say. Okay, what I'm about to say, I need you to listen to me with your spiritual ears. You have to understand that the enemy of our people is obsessed with making us slave. Now, slavery is a caste system they engineered, and trust and believe they didn't leave any stone unturned. What was their obsession with making the woman invisible? Now have the spiritual secrets of the Africans, so now they are using it. They claim they are patriarchies, but their laws don't show that they are patriarchals. The woman and the child are protected. These are their source of power. So they knew one thing: they couldn't make the black woman slave without the help of the black man. So they gave a black man a semi-power. They turned their values upside down. All these people claiming that they are traditionalists, and yet they put their women to death for infidelity. This is an abomination that was taught to them during colonization. Mind you, before, a husband couldn't marry a second wife without the consent and the blessing of the first wife to ensure that they will live at peace. The white man came and told them she's nothing. In fact, she's not even fitted to sit among men. So the black man took it and ran with it, not knowing that by them helping break the black woman and forcing her subconscious to accept the status of slave, they're making themselves slaves. Because once she accepts that in the core of her being, that she's beneath the black man, she came from the black man, she's like a child to the black man, a thing in the hand of the black man, guess what? Any black man she will produce will be born with that condition, that thought process, because we inherit the status of our mothers. If our mothers were slaves when we were born, we will be slaves. We will be conditioned to be slaves. She will feed us this thought that you're coming on earth to be a slave. So every black man that will be born with that condition of being slave. That's why so many of our men are still, bearing arms for the white man, slaughtering us. It runs deep. So don't come and debate me in the comment section because, they say, the male kind is superior and you want to run with it. No, they can't make your mother slave unless you help them. So pouncing her around, taking from her, calling her out of her name, it helps. It helps produce more slaves for the masters, because the slaves are the ones who will do exactly what the masters tell them to do. So this is not a joking matter. If you empower the black woman, you empower her womb. If you protect her, the black woman, you protect the black children, the future black men and women. It runs deep. Let's continue. Number 3, have an understanding of each other's spiritual role. It is important that you have an understanding of each one's spiritual role, okay? The man holds a spiritual role and so does the woman. She's the meeting point of you and the divine. You go and submit your petition on her altar and she presents your offering to Zambi, okay? And the man is the priest of that church. Now, let's dive deeper into the topic.